Hey everybody, AmpRepairGuy.com, 203-892-4119. Sorry, I've been sick here, and I've had the hardbox orders to fill, and I started parting out the AK Ultra and doing other stuff, so I haven't really had to do amp work. I mean, I have amps here to fix, but some of the ones that have been coming in, people haven't wanted to follow through. They're just clunkers, but this one is in nice shape, and I have waiting up parts for Heathkit SB200 I have in the background, so I'll get on that next. So this is an older Ameritron Al811h. It's nice and clean inside. It needs the Parasitic board. I have a replacement one here from Tom. Put that in. Needs the bias mod done. It's missing the diodes for the that set the static plate current for the bias. So I'm going to add those. Remove, looks like the metal oxide varistors are already out, or they were never added. I'm going to take this whole assembly out, add gas discharge tubes underneath, and ground the grids right to the metal, not through the screws. This one has the grids grounded, but a lot of times those nuts are loose. So caps look okay. There's the black resistors. The output SO239 has like no grip, so I'm going to change that. Input one has some, but I'll change both at the same time. Get my SO239s from Alan Bond over at Max Gain Systems. Alan and Paul, nice people over there. So okay, so I'm going to get to work, so stay tuned. I was mistaken, the grids aren't grounded. It was another customer's amp that said they grounded the grid. So you can see the grid loading resistors, usually when they don't have the diodes on the board, they're not grounded. Later ones had these terminal posts which brought the grid loading resistors over to the top, so they were easier to change, because a lot of times, obviously with tube flash anode to grid, they would blow apart. So you can see one of the sockets is damaged right there, so I will have to replace that one. The other ones look okay. I'll compress the clips. We must have someone must have put it in at an angle or something. That's what usually does it. So it's the large pin. It's one of the filament connections, so I'm gonna have to change that. I'm going to take these resistors out and drill 4 holes, and then go with the there's a tab you can see, like you've seen in other videos, to go right to the chassis with each grid connection. So because these screws almost every time are loose, the nut which makes the connection to the chassis for the grid, for 1 grid pin per tube. Oh man, it sucks being sick. Okay, I'll be back. See you soon. Okay, the grids are grounded right to the metal. Added the 2 gas discharge tubes, 1 per side of the filament. All 4 tubes are in parallel, so you only need 1 per side. I'm going to put the longer screw in. This one was really loose. Nuts were also loose. So I had to replace 2 sockets because one of the rivets wasn't holding the clips tight to the ceramic portion, and it was going back and forth and wobbling side to side. I forget which one it was, but it's over here on my bench. Okay, so I'm going to reinstall the choke and get back to work. See you guys soon. Hey everybody, I'm back with the completed Ameritron Al811h. I'm going to make this quick. So, new Parasitic board assembly, did the bias mod, added the diodes to the board in the back, changed the SO239s, replaced 2 of the sockets, grounded the grids right to the metal, added the gas discharge tubes, tightened all sorts of hardware, checked the resistors for the filter caps. Actually, he had it wired for 240, wanted me to put it back on 120, and he actually had the wrong size fuses in here. When you switch it over to 220, it takes 8 amp fuses. It still had the 12 amp fuses in there. So, and whoever put it on 220 did a poor job, solder work job. One of the ends of the solid conductor wire where you jump to the terminals. These two right here actually just broke right off. So this one actually has the wires soldered to the back of the board. Usually they're on the front. The older ones, you know, either way. So anyway, I used the proper solid wire, number 14, solid copper, and jumped both sides, and the buck boost portion was okay. So this thing is good to go. If you need an amplifier repaired, feel free to give me a call, 203-892-4119, and the SB200 should be next. I've had a lot of amps coming in that are just totally shot, so those are just going back. Just have the bench fee, but so appreciate you watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Again, amprepairguy.com, also harbackelectronics.com. And if you order a kit from me, if it's on my site, it's in stock. If it's out of stock, it'll say out of stock. And I try to get things on, like so far I've gotten everything out within a business day or two, but I strive for a business day. Okay, so again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Also clean the TR relay contacts with DeoxyGold, input rotary switch and output rotary switch, band switch with DeoxyGold. So she is good to go, and I got a brand new set of Penta Lab tubes. The only company I prefer, and the only company I will vouch for and recommend. They have just great customer service, and they're just great people over there. Especially Scott over there. He's a great guy. Okay, thanks for watching. Catch you later. 73.